having a bigger stadium definitely helps make your stadium atmosphere better, right? Well, that's what I thought, and honestly, my guy Dave from Dominate CFB Dynasty thought the same thing, and I realized I hadn't tested that. But here's the clip that really got me thinking from his channel.
Stadium atmosphere ties directly into that budget. So a school with a bigger stadium has more room for that number to climb as your average attendance grows.
So I'm not the only one who believes the how to improve metrics they give us from the My School screen. So what I did to test this was I picked UNLV, which has one of the biggest stadiums because they play at the Raiders Stadium. And then I picked Charlotte, who has, I think, like 15,000 is the max capacity at their stadium. They were both D minuses for stadium atmosphere when I started. We got 6 years deep. I put them in the independent conference and then made sure they had all home games, made sure they were undefeated at home through those 6 seasons. And here's the results that we see. So first I'll show you UNLV. They have a 53% winning percentage at home, a 84% attendance percentage. They have just under 55,000 for average game attendance. They have an 81 game home win streak, and they are a 4.5-star prestige school. If you look, their stadium atmosphere is a C minus, which is frustrating in and of itself. 81 games in a row they've won, and they have a C minus stadium atmosphere. But where things get really weird is when we see what happened with Charlotte over the exact same period of time. And I'll admit, Charlotte is slightly better with a 61% home winning percentage, 87% home attendance. Average home attendance, though, is 13,434, and they do have one more win for home game win streak, and their team prestige is the same. But UNLV averages almost 4 times as many fans more than what Charlotte has. So 5 times more fans at the stadium than what Charlotte has, and Charlotte has a C stadium atmosphere. Better than UNLV, which is just wild. So prepare, because a rant is incoming on this whole thing. Not only does stadium capacity not make a difference when it comes to apples, but we can see that so much so that it's on a level playing field that it seems like home winning percentage matters significantly more, as Charlotte, with a higher home winning percentage, has a third of a letter grade better than UNLV. And don't get me wrong, I mean, it's like an 8% increase, but we're also talking about 5 times as many fans at the UNLV games than at the Charlotte games. So I don't think it makes any sense. I'm frustrated with it. I'm frustrated with the fact that dynasty points are going to be based on things that don't make any sense. Furthermore, 82-game win streak over 6 years in a stadium with, 55,000 fans every week, and it's a C minus. I just don't see that as very realistic. So say what you want, but 6 years is more than enough time to go from D minus to at least B plus. I'm not saying they need to be A plus, Ohio State, Michigan, Alabama, Death Valley or anything like that, but they should be the next tier down after that. So when it comes to dynasty points, the 3 most volatile things, and I've said this before, are stadium atmosphere, program prestige, and brand exposure. And those are the 3 of the 4 things that are going to determine how many dynasty points we get. And as we see here, it doesn't even make sense. By their own metrics, it doesn't make sense. So I just don't understand how we're going to throw that into the mix. especially because if you want to look, IU has one of the top stadium atmospheres. And you go back and you look at the first game that Coach Signetti coached at IU, there was almost nobody in the stands. So we're taking a bad stadium atmosphere team from, almost no one in the stands, one of the worst in the nation, especially for a Power 4 program, to they are now in the same category as like Clemson and Ole Miss. We're not seeing real life replicate. We're not seeing the game replicate real life. And I think that's frustrating to me. So I'm going to keep complaining about it until everyone else is complaining about it, because I just don't hear anybody else complaining about it. But these are the moments that let you know that these metrics are broken, and it's what CFP 27 is going to be built on, are broken metrics. I'm hoping with how NIL is calculated this year, more people pay attention to this, more people have a problem, and EA will at least patch this or give us some transparency on how to actually improve these grades, because I think we're all going to be frustrated with the experience of rebuilding a small team